MESSI10 is about having the ultimate dream and doing everything you can to achieve that dream. We focus on what makes a number 10 like Leo Messi special and what are all the attributes that shape him into becoming the greatest number 10 of our time. My name is Mukhtar, Omar Sharif Mukhtar. I'm from London, UK, and here at Cirque I'm a writer and stage director.
There's nobody else in the world producing shows like we do, and there's nobody else in the world at that level of football. Hi, I'm McKeown. I'm the director of creation for this new show MESSI10 by Cirque du Soleil.
It's not as simple as, okay, we know what Cirque is about, go and do and create something beautiful for the public. So we're bringing two worlds together that nobody would ever think about. Before I even came to Cirque du Soleil, I was choreographer and director for a dance company, but at the same time I was also studying forensic science as well. So there was two different pathways that I was doing, one more art and one more education.
Before Cirque, I was an actor, singer, dancer many years ago, tap dancing mostly. And then just prior to Cirque, I was working for a cable news network.
One day, our company won the World Hip Hop Championships, and one of the judges worked at Cirque, and they knew they were looking for a profile like mine for a new show they were creating in Las Vegas, The Beatles Love. Since then, over 12, 13 years now, I've been working with Cirque.
In 2001, Alegria was in Melbourne so long ago, and I signed up as a local usher actually because I had a summer off, and so I thought I'll do this, it'll be fun. So 18, 19 years later, I'm a director of creation, obviously with a lot of management experience behind me. I did stage management, general stage management, artistic director for many years as well.
What else was there? There's also a video circulating, I don't know if you guys have seen it, of an African woman doing kick-ups with a ball. She's really good. It's been going around for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Like on Facebook?
Everywhere, yeah. So it's like, everybody's like, oh my God, look at her. You guys, no pressure. The way I found out about getting this job was Dan, who's the head of creation here at Cirque, approached me and he said, you know what? We have a new project that I think you may be interested in because it's sports-based. That's the first thing he said. He knows I'm a big football fan. So I was like, okay, sports, I'm interested. What is it? And then he was like, it's more soccer-based. You know, of course he's Canadian, he says soccer, right? Football for us. But so I was like, oh, football, okay, this is amazing. This is what I'm interested in. Yes, I'm interested. I didn't even know what the show was about, but automatically I said, I'm interested. And then he said, yeah, but it's about the achievements of Leo Messi. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm sold. You don't have to tell me anything else. Give me the paper, tell me what to sign. It's Leo Messi, the best player in the world, football, Cirque du Soleil, that's me, you know? So that night, actually funny enough, I went back home and I told my wife, oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. The next show I'm working on, it's a show about the achievements of Leo Messi. And you know, her reply was, yeah, you just want an excuse to watch more football. And you know, that just, for me, that just, you know, signified everything.
For me, I found out I was working on the show. I was at home in Argentina, enjoying some spring weather, and I got a request from Dan, you know, you're far from Montreal, but you see 514, the Montreal area code appear on your phone. Yeah, I took up his call. He said, how are you doing? And I said, well, I'm at home in Argentina relaxing. And he said, well, I'm about to make you very busy.
I always knew about Sean because, you know, the circle is small in Cirque. We know each other if we're in the same field, but I had never met him. So that was the first time when I came in as a choreographer, conceptor on the show, The Beatles Love, for the refresh of the show. You know, when I found out he was on this project, it was an easy thing because we knew each other already. So it was, but at the same time, it was the first time that we were working together. So it was going to be interesting to find our chemistry and make sure our chemistry matches.
When I left acting, I was like, you're never too old to be an actor, right? One day I'll be back. Anyway.
This is that day.
Okay, all right.
It starts here.
What's the next question? The idea of this Messi show actually came from Sony. There was the head of Sony, Afol, who had the idea with Pinto, who was an original Barcelona goalkeeper, who now works for Sony as a musical composer and producer. They both said to themselves, they go to a lot of Cirque shows, and they said, you know, they know Leo Messi as well. Leo Messi is great. When they go to Cirque shows, they have a great time seeing great artists. So they said, you know, there's something interesting that could happen between the two there. And as soon as Cirque heard about it, Cirque, of course, had to do it. Now we're at the stage where everything's being built. The stage is being built. Our props, we're doing our final checks on our props, the colors. We're hiring the artists now that we've already picked.
We've had a few meetings with Messi and with Messi's management. We presented the concept of the show to them. Messi was extremely connected with the content. He kept using the word emocionante, so he had the emotional attraction to what we were doing with the show.
The pressure is there, but the pressure is also what fuels us to find the best thing we can. We have a lot of different amazing, brilliant brains around the table. Everyone has different ideas. The hardest part for me is taking all of these ideas, but funneling it to make sure that we pick the right ideas that tells the message that we're trying to tell.
Sometimes the biggest challenge of that week is there's always more work to do afterwards. Like you always feel like you're always on the path of creation and everybody has a lot to contribute, but there is always and next and next and next.
I would say one of the biggest surprises we've had in our creation weeks is that our stage was always black from the beginning, but we always felt like something was missing, and we kept on challenging our great set designer, Stéphane Roy. So one day, I think, he just came up with, and it was just an unexpected surprise, he just said, and I don't even think we were talking about the stage, I think he just said, guys, what if the stage is blue? And there was I'm telling you, there was 20 seconds silence on the table, and then everybody after that 20 seconds was like, yes, stage is blue, because then you could see everybody around the table processing that at the same time, and then everybody coming to the conclusion, yes, this is a great idea.
The next big challenge that we have is actually filming with Leo Messi in Barcelona.
And it's a very, very important shoot that we have to prepare really thoroughly for, because usually when you do commercials or everything, they spend hours on just a few frames, just to get those frames right. Whereas we can't really work like that because we have Messi I'm sure we're gonna have Messi for a few hours. So it's gonna be a challenge, but it's something that we're really looking forward to because his spirit needs to be felt in the show, and this is the best way that we can do that.
We always have football on our screens. It looks like we're just watching sport all day, but
it's just the job.
We're working.
It's the job. Sorry guys, it's the job.
Yeah.
I'm there just watching football. Everybody's envious, but it's the job. Sorry. Maybe you don't have to add that last part, but...
You like that? No, that was
No,
for us.
that's for us.
No, but it
But for you two now.
Yeah. It up, guys, okay?
So what is the show about?
I forgot. No, I'm joking. So, all right, I have to look at you. You see, it's harder now.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm joking.
Today we're at Service Vision Studios in Barcelona, and we're preparing and rehearsing and running all of the action for our film shoot with Messi tomorrow. We have a lot of prep to do today. We're moving sets around, we're moving screens around. In film, there's a lot of time that you spend getting set looks right, getting lights right, getting smoke effects right. And so we're doing all of that today with Ruben, the double of Messi. They look quite similar, so it's really cool to see him and work with him. And it also gives us a chance to check our plans for him with what he'll be wearing for each of those scenes. And we're doing an incredible 3D scan. It's like top-class technology that we're using to be able to capture Messi in 3D.
We're working on 3 moments. First moment that we're working on is vision, the moment in the show where Messi transforms to become the lion that he is. The second moment that we're filming is speed, focusing on the speed of Messi, how fast he is. And the third moment that we're focusing on is the finale of the show, where all of the content that we've seen throughout the show, how this creates the ultimate icon, which is Lionel Messi. For vision, there's a part of our show where Messi getting the support of the fans on the pitch and getting the support of the family off the pitch, this triggers the fire within him. So we need to show a transformation in the show of how he transforms from the human self of Messi into the lion self of Messi. So we do this by showing physically on stage, we see a human turn into a lion, but we also have the video of what we're filming right now that will help us show this transformation. The reason why we chose a lion, of course, is because the lion is the king of the jungle, and at the same time, Lionel Messi, he has 2 animals that always gets attached to his name. One is the lion, because him being a Leo. The second animal is a goat, of course, because goat, the greatest of all time. Everybody in the world of football calls him the GOAT. So we have the GOAT reference in the show, but now we're focusing on the lion reference of him. And this is the side of him that's more animalistic, and this is the side of him that's much more that people are scared of. People are scared of lions in the forest and the jungle, but on the pitch, people are scared of Lionel Messi. The second shoot that we're doing is speed. And with speed, what we're focusing on is we're going to have a huge lane of grass. And on this grass, what we want is for Messi to just really run and sprint from one side to the next. We're going to really focus on this content and put effects on this content just to show, when we slow this down, all the wonders. We're going to show what the human eye cannot see. The third thing that we're going to focus on is the finale of the show. And the finale of the show, we're showing a video where we see everything that we've experienced throughout the show. How successful Leo is, Leo's bond with his teammates, Leo's family, Leo on the pitch, Leo off the pitch. And what we want to do is link the content that we show with what we shoot here on Messi being on a rotating turntable. We rotate him really slowly, and we want to show glimpses of him in a Barcelona kit, which is of course his home club, and then where he comes from nationally, which is the Argentina kit. So we want to go and flash between these 2 colors, as well as seeing what makes this man the greatest number 10 in our time. We're shooting this here, but then we're also shooting the Messi challenge in the next door. So we need to make sure every single detail is clear. We need to make sure that everybody, whether you're the director, whether you're the runner, whatever you're doing here, everybody needs to know what they're doing. But more importantly, we need to create the best work in that time that we have as possible. So preparation for me, I would say, is probably the biggest challenge, because there's a lot of minds that are working at once. It's not one person who's making this, it's all the team here, as you can see, that's trying to make this the biggest show that we can create. Yeah. So I think we'll give him, this is what we wanted to discuss with you today, is there's a moment, we're going to do it with double as well, but we just want him to play with the ball. So maybe is it better to have the double show him exactly what it is that he wants to do? Just because I don't know if we want to put Messi in a situation where we say to him, you need to do these things with the football, instead of just giving him a ball and saying, do kick-ups with the ball, play with your chest.
Leo is used to work with his double.
Okay.
Good relation between them.
Okay.
it's good to through video or through the double to show the reference,
Okay.
the reference that you are looking for,
Okay.
and then Leo
We'll
he
translate
will
it his way.
he will improve or translate in his way and how he's feeling it.
Perfect.
Once we get all of this content, we're going to go back to Montreal and we're going to work with that content to be able to tell the story that we want to tell throughout the show of Messi and his successes, and to be able to present that to the audience in a very dramatic. So there's a lot of post-production work that needs to be done once we're finished here. Months worth of post-production actually to get us to the point where we're able to put the content into the show and present it to an audience. Obviously, we're working from Montreal, preparing everything with companies in Spain. So there's a lot of logistic challenges leading up to a shoot like this. We're sending mood boards of content, all of the storyboards, where we outline all of the action scene by scene. We created in isolation in Montreal. So we had to also contact Messi and make sure that he's very comfortable with what we're filming in these days. These have been some of the challenges, but all of that's gone very, very well. The relationship that we have with LMM has been fantastic. So now we're here. When you're coming here, you kind of go, oh, what did we miss? What did we forget? What don't we have? But now that we're here, we're realizing that we have everything and we're ready to go.
So the next step of the creative process is we go back to Montreal, and as soon as we go back, it's really exciting because we have like 3 weeks before the artists start to come. Now we've hired all the artists for the show, so we're really, really excited about that. And we need to make sure now that all the preparation that we've done in the last year, we need to make sure we put that into effect now. You know, all the video department, we need to make sure everybody's on track, light department, people that are focusing on costumes, and also me for the narrative to make sure that everybody is going in the right path. And right now, I think we're really excited because we're seeing physical things come to life now. It's not on paper anymore. And as soon as you start to see that, that's when you get inspired to do even more than what you had anticipated of doing before. So all the work, all the real physical work starts now.
Filming's always a lot of work, right? So hugely successful. At the end, everybody was super happy with all of the content that we grabbed, but there's a lot of work in there for minutes of content. And honestly, we're a little bit nervous going into the filming that maybe in the time that we had that we wouldn't be able to get everything that we wanted to get, because we had a lot of other requests as well for marketing shots, for all kinds of other things. So, you know, this created a lot of tension leading up that finally when we did achieve everything, it was like, yes, we got it all.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I mean, it was tough to imagine what to expect, you know, just because we were in kind of a new world where we're trying to, it's a advert environment, you know, like the way they work as well is different to the way here at Cirque we work. So we had to make sure that we understood each other well, we respected each other's minds in the way we worked. And in terms of unexpected, I just think it's the time. For me, the most unexpected thing was that we were able to get everything done in the time that we had. You know, that was very unexpected. I didn't imagine, we said we want all of this, but I didn't imagine that we would get all of this, you know. So that was very unexpected that everybody actually came together to make sure that we have the same goal to achieve everything.
Make us look smart.
Yeah, don't make us look as silly as we are.
I'm gonna make him look funny and you look smart.
Okay.
No tickets, Yuri, to the premiere, that's all I'm saying.
Ready? 2, 3.
So the casting process for us was challenging because we had a lot of very diverse positions that we wanted to cast, as we often do at Cirque. But we ended up covering a lot of the world in the end. When everybody looks at the cast that we're pulling together, we're covering a lot of places.
No. Yeah, in Circus 2 days ago.
Yeah, first time. In
From
the circuit.
Chile.
Yeah.
We're looking at profiles now that we're not used to here at Cirque. You know, we're looking at football freestylers, for example. You know, that's one of the new things. We had an element of that in one of our previous shows, but now we're also looking for male as well as female. And you know, females, there's not a lot of football female freestylers out there, and they're very rare. So to be able to find one of those was also very hard, but we ended up doing that in the end. Even though this is a show about Messi, or let's say celebrating Messi, it's not just that. We want to make it bigger than that. We want to celebrate football as a whole, so you don't have to be a Messi fan to enjoy it. We have performers that are not only coming in to do their act and that's it. They are involved in 3 or 4 numbers in the show. So that, as well as like the trampolinists, for example, coming in, they have to learn how to manipulate flags. They have to be able to move well. They have to be able to understand the ball, understand the football. If they don't understand it, they have to learn it. So I think this was one of the biggest challenges in this whole casting process, but we managed to find people that are specialists in what they do, but also adaptable to everything else. For me, there's a couple of emotional moments that happened throughout. One was a performer that we have who came on as a reservist. But we found that this guy was very devoted to the project. We found that he gave everything to the project, everything that we threw at him, whether it was, you know, carrying a flag, whether it was playing with the ball even though maybe he's not a footballer, or doing what we hired him to do. So we decided to give him a permanent contract in the show, and just to see his emotional response, all that hard work that he put into it, you know, you can see at that moment everything, he just breathed, you know, and that was, it got us emotional a little bit too, you know, because
tearing too. I was like, oh wow, this is incredible.
Exactly, because at the end of the day we're all human, so it was a beautiful moment to see that. And then the other thing was the Ethiopian guys. Maybe you can touch on that.
Yeah, you know, having one of the Ethiopians, we had some challenges with visas for them because it's not that common that artists from their countries are traveling here to work.
And the reason why we go to Ethiopia for this is because the Icarian Games discipline, that's a rare discipline, you know, and Ethiopia has a host of Icarian Games artists that do it at a high level. So we either, I think there's a few places, but we wanted to get the very best for the project, so we tried everything to go in and get them. So that's why right now we've got our fingers crossed, hoping that we'll get everyone that we need. Because if you're a football fan, or if you're a fan of any sport, the moment where you celebrate, it's like nothing else matters in the world, and it's just you with that team or with that your favorite thing that you're celebrating. So that moment of euphoria, that's what we want to show on stage. The color, the fact that, you know, there's no gravity at that moment. There's nothing. Everything is celebrating, and it's like a opening ceremony that we want to create. This whole process, for me, is very, I can relate to, because I was an artist before. And the first time I've come to an environment like this, you know, I came from nothing to do with circus. And when you come in here, it's a big, big culture shock, because you're seeing new things for the first time. You're seeing things that are incredible, that you've never seen before. And you have to ask yourself, like, I need to, whatever I do, I need to get to that level. Can I do that level? You're going to doubt yourself many times. So I know this feeling, they're feeling this. The artists that are coming in are feeling this right now. They're seeing things that are completely out of their realm. So I think my job now, being on the other side as a creator, is to guide them, is to let them know that it's okay to throw yourself in something that you're not familiar with, because that usually brings the best out of you. It's possible. If you put everything into it, it's possible. Kind of like our concept of the show. You put everything into whatever you do, and at the end, you will get it.
As the artists are arriving, I'm really noticing just their energy, their enthusiasm. They're coming in very wide open, eyes wide open, looking very generous. We're putting them into a lot of workshops where we're asking them to step out of their comfort zone, and they're all taking those risks with us, which is really nice.
The good thing is a lot of the performers are ecstatic. A lot of them have personality, character. So right now we're just intrigued to see how that's gonna spill out onto the stage. Are they exactly how they're like off stage, on stage, or is there a big difference? That's usually where the challenge is when you see them for the first time. In the air, we're gonna have 4 people on bungees that are gonna be doing massive flights towards the center. The center is the focal point. This is where the young man is, and everything gravitates towards the center.
And there's a nice space in the group for that whole range of personalities, really. Everybody will play their role, right?
Naturally, a competition kind of happens between the artists, even though they're like a family, they're all happy where they are and they're all there together, but they also want to show why they're there. You know, they want to show like why, and it's great to see their faces when they're watching each other and seeing what the others do. You see that they're like, oh, okay, that's what they do. All right, I need to step up. When I come and do my thing, I'm going to show you what I can do. You know, so that's also really fun because it makes our job easier because then you already have that drive from the artists.
Attention, ça va décoller.
At the beginning, we wanted to know, of these 46 artists that are coming, who can play football or who can't. And it's not, you know, who's professional, but who actually can manipulate a ball naturally on stage where it doesn't look awkward. What we did is, you know, we have football sessions now where we're able to see who can actually play and who can't and who can't play.
Player here, beginners here.
So right now I would say it's about 60-40, 40 being the people who can play football and the others who can't, but they want to. That's the great thing, they want to learn, so that's why we have football sessions every week for them. One big thing I've noticed in the last 3 weeks with the artists is the confidence that's growing within them. Yes, they're great from where they come from, but at the end of the day, you're coming into a stage that you're not familiar with. So the confidence that they're building with the coaches, with the choreographers, and the fact that they're giving us their trust more and more, because you never have the trust straight off the beginning, you have to earn that with the artists. So the fact that they know that they're in an environment where they're safe, they feel safe to be able to express themselves fully, I think I'm seeing that confidence grow more and more as the weeks go by.
The team's really starting to form, really starting to come together, which is great. And one of the things we did is everybody hung out for a little while for a drink, for a catch up, to do something social outside of the work as well. It's really nice.
People are coming from all over the world, so we did a session with them where they had to act around each other, they had to touch each other. We need to break that wall with them so that when they come to the staging element of the process, they're going to be comfortable with each other and they don't have to worry about that. So that was really funny to like actually watch someone stand face to face with each other and they have to scream at the top of their lungs at each other, you know, like that's, if you're strangers, that's very, very awkward, you know, but after that you can go through any challenge together.
Plus, we're also doing a daily football warm-up, which is really cool, because we're using the concept of the show, part of that, to bond them together in a way, and also to condition at the same time. So yeah, the team is really coming together very beautifully.
It's going to be an amazing journey. We're all going to have an amazing time on this. It's going to get stressful at times because there's a lot of information we're trying to portray, but it's going to be well worth it in the end.
Work that we've done up until now has all been theoretical, planning, creative, brainstorming, designing, preparing, and now we're actually doing it, and the artists are doing amazing things on all of the concepts that we came up with. So it's great to see that fly. You know, it's coming to life. It's ideas living now.
Yep. And they're pushing what we wanted to do. They're making it even better, which is, you know, a beautiful surprise for us. The next milestone that we're really looking forward to right now is, like I said, the second batch of artists coming, because, you know, we're seeing all the exciting things that's happening right now in training, and we know we're going to see more with the next batch coming. So that's the first thing that we're really excited with. The second thing
is getting the stage, because mid-May, we're actually going to be installing the stage. It's on a boat right now traveling to us. We can't wait to see it, installed, because then everything becomes more real than it is right now, and we can actually touch and feel the exact space that we're going to have to perform on.
That's one of the biggest things I'm excited about, is really seeing the stage, because that's our canvas. That's what do we create on this canvas. So we need to make sure our canvas is perfect so that we're able to go into staging strong. Perfect.
What's the question? What do I need to follow?
I was like, why is this guy so hot right now?
I'm hot. I don't know why.
Yeah, I feel heat coming from here.
Okay, we start with the stories.
Yeah, so let's go again.
How are you feeling?
We're staging now, so there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
But excited, huh?
Yeah, definitely excited. Staging is when you take the elements that you learn in training and you train the artist, and now you have to take that technical element and make it artistic, make it mean something. There's an intention behind it. And this is when you take the video department, the lighting department, the choreographers, all of those work that we've been working on for the past year. This is now where all of that comes together in staging. And that's why staging is so crucial at this phase.
So the stage has been there for 6 weeks now, and we're starting to get more and more of the technical elements of the show to work with. As Mukhtar mentioned as well, we're putting together the lights, the video content, the action on stage, building the transitions between the numbers. So yeah, we've had the stage to get to know for a few weeks now, which is great.
And also having the stage, the great thing is we know our parameters now for the artists, especially where they need to stand, where they look as well, because when you're on the floor, it's tough to gauge that, but now you know how high you are according to the public, and that really helps a lot in getting everything faster. It should be better from above. Really take your time. It's just like you've just gone on this whole journey, you know, and it's just like, now it's just like, you know, everything was for that. You know, everything that we've just seen was just for that. And it's really, your focus always stays to that as you're walking really slowly towards this.
Okay. I'm kind of enjoying every second because I work very hard.
Very, very hard for this moment. And then you can go, and when you grab it, it should be the boom. Like that's when the change happens, yeah. As soon as he grabs the ball and starts to turn it, lift the stage up. Schedules right now is really hectic. I mean, everybody has a different schedule, but everybody has a hectic schedule. Like for me, for example, I think I come in at 10 in the morning. Trainings usually start at 9, I think. I come in at 10 just because I want to also see the trainings. I'm not supposed to come in at 10, but I like to come in at 10. But then I finish at like 10:30 p.m., you know, so it's like 12-hour, 13-hour days right now. So it's pretty intense. That's just mine, and I'm sure Sean is similar to that.
We're trying with the cast especially, because we're demanding a lot of them physically to make sure they get the 12 hours rest that they need a day. But often that's the 12 hours rest you have in the day. The other 12, 13, 14, we're working on the show, or we're finding our way to be here to work on the show. Or there's meetings and things that are necessary that happen outside of the show also. So that's pretty much, it's our life now is to build that show, really. What I like about these hours though is we're getting closer back to like show hours, like working later, which is more my style. I'm more comfortable there. I'm more at home working later hours. So that's one of the good things about these hours. Even though they're long, they're more suited to my natural rhythm.
Every staging comes with its challenges, of course, so we just have to find ways to still stage so that it doesn't stop us and still get a lot of work done while, you know, we fix that issue. So I think we've done that quite a few of the stuff that we had to face in a good manner, in a good way. She can't move underneath while the turntable's moving. Is that what we're saying?
And then she just has to stay there and leave.
So whoever's there would have to get this ball, open it, and then you're just gonna roll the ball out to the center and then go back.
Okay.
The longest neck.
It's really hard, huh?
She needs to turn. Yeah.
But the ideal would be if it was like center.
What, is this a trap?
Huh? That's a technical thing. Put it where you can. As long as it's in the center of the lift, it's fine, like there, and that's it.
Okay.
So maybe do it now, try it just with you, with doing everything and nobody helping you, if possible. Is there going to be handles at the bottom of this trap or no?
We can.
Is it better to have handles or no?
For the story, you don't. Then you'll see it when the stage is open.
There will be handles.
You'll see it when they're open.
You look so creepy when you do that, but it's cool. Yeah. It's like a creature. Okay, and just one more time. Right now, the morale of the artists is great several weeks into staging. A lot of the artists are tired, of course, because we've been really working them, pushing them to their limits. You know, it's not a show where they're coming in to do just their act and then they sit down. They really are involved in like 4 or 5 moments in the show because there's acts that we're creating originally as well. So we need to use them, whether they are dancers or not, whether they're movers or not, you know, so they're learning things as well. We have to be careful how much we push them because they're in the zone where they could get injured easily because of fatigue. It's all normal. So they are happy, they're ecstatic at what they're doing, I feel like they're grabbing onto everything that we're giving them. I think it's our job now to just be careful and really look after them and make sure that, you know, they don't get injured doing this.
Yep. They're a team that's coming together very beautifully, very positive, very generous bunch of people, and yeah, it's been really great to work with them. But as Mukhtar said, we're at that point where we need to take care of ourselves a bit as well, and them, and just relook at the work demands. It's rewarding because we spend all this time idealizing, conceptualizing, thinking, and when those things and everybody's work comes together, it starts to come together as it is. When you see those things in front of you, you go, whoa, that worked out. Or Mukhtar surprises us sometimes because he has an idea of a scene in his head, and then suddenly he's building that on stage now, and we can suddenly see his vision live. So I think they're good rewards so far in the staging process. There's little moments of, you know, bursts of like, oh my God, that's really emotional, or that's really exciting. And these are surprising things that happen.
I think also other rewarding moments are like when you see elements technical elements come together with creative elements, because that you never know until you try it on stage. So when you actually try it, like for example, you know, the balls that are dropping from the sky, like when you see that the first time, you have a vision in your head, but until you see it, you hear the sound of it smash the stage. I mean, it's beautiful to see that. And I think for us, seeing elements like that has been really rewarding and beautiful.
So all of the teams are working very hard right now. Our atelier here is cutting, designing costumes, fitting them to the artists. They have a huge workload to deliver for us and a lot of pressure to do that in time for us to be able to get on the boat with everything and go to Barcelona, where we'll actually finish the show in Barcelona.
We're just lying. It's really not that great. We're just lying. I'm checking.
Okay, 2 more questions. So how do you feel?
That's you.
The stage has been. Start again.
Yeah, let's try it right here.
No! You crazy?
Just focused on
was
that
like,
calculating
what?
in my head.
How many hours in a day?
24 hours, okay.
There's 27 hours in a day.